me put in what this is. This is M30, aka Jack's mosquito. Yeah, as I was telling Rusty last night when he was broadcasting this, he had never seen it before. I said, but this clearly reminded me of the head of a mosquito with the oh yeah, that's what I call the mosquito. Because there's like the curving row of stars that he bites you with, and then there's like another antenna here, there's like a couple of proboscis that comes out of their head. But to me, it's a mosquito. Well, let's see what else we can find. How big is the mosquito? The mosquito is 12 minutes. So that's a fifth of a degree for the mosquito portion. When you get to the helix, I think the helix was almost a half a degree. No, it's 16. It's not much bigger. Well, I'm going to try the helix again. Since I'm synced on M30 and the helix is not that far away. Slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slewing to target.
And Rusty caught it nicely last night.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay, I was average stacking, so I gotta stop the average. And then I gotta go to a much longer exposure. Evening, David, let's see. Go more than 150 milliseconds. Let's go to I don't know if I'm 500 milliseconds. Do I still have my dark applied? Live stack. I still have my dark applied. Guys and gals, I think it's there, but boy, it is. Rusty definitely had it better. I think it's there, but my skies are not doing it justice. Let me change the title. This is the helix, but it's really a terrible helix. Let me see. Maybe I can change the let me go look at the all sky camera in the closet and see if anything is changing out there. It should be okay. Maybe it's something I'm not going to get. Let me see what I can do to try to tweak it. I'm about f3.5, I think, Doug. I have the full MFR-5 focal reducer on that little chip. Let's see, what can you see the helix on your end? I mean, it's barely. Well, let's see. If I increase the gamma, maybe. Maybe that was too much gamma increase. No, additive is not the way to go. Okay, so it's got to be average. Your monitors must be better than. I mean, I can faintly see it in there, but it's it's like a work in progress. Rusty had a better view last night. This is oh, and it's also a 500 millisecond exposure. Let me click that. Let me adjust the exposure a little and see what happens if I go to. I went to a 1 second exposure. Let's see. Yes, I can see something. Let me raise the black point to about 30. Yeah, I can see it now. What did I do? I changed the gamma to 1.15. Let me go to 1.2. 1.2 at the gamma now. It could also be the telephone pole nebula too. Let me see. No, it's not the telephone pole. It's past the telephone pole. It's definitely there, but it's. Let me go to 1.25. .25. I mean, it's definitely there. Okay, so I'm going to push gamma a little bit higher. Let me go to 1.3. Should I raise or lower contrast, Simon? I went to minus 15 on the contrast. Now it's an average stack of 5, so let's see what happens. Go right for contrast? Okay. So I'm going to go to plus 15. Okay. Plus 15, contrast, and 1.3. And then I'm going to lower the black because I'm clipping a little bit to 15. Go to 15. 15 on contrast, and 1.3 on gamma. Let me put the name in too. So Helix Nebula. Okay. So it's definitely there.
Telescope synced.
So I synced on it since it's basically in the center, pretty much. Okay. Gamma max. Sure, what the heck. 1.8. Let's see what happens. I'm average stacking, so undo, redo. Okay. I mean, you can see it there with the single frame, and now it's going to start averaging them. You can see more of the spiral helix shape. Hello, Rusty again. Hi, Matt and Aaron. So now do I have to increase my exposure again? Right now I'm at 1 second. Well, I'll lower the gamma. So let's go, it was at, I'm going to go to 1.5 maybe. Okay, I'm at 1.5 gamma. Let's see what happens. Let's stop the stack and let's restart the stack. Okay. Okay. So now I'm at 1.5 and 1 second. So let me put the exposure time in. One second exposure. Okay. And it's insane how short of an exposure you need. I don't know. You want it on? Uh-oh, looks like I'm getting Pink Floyd now. Something strange just happened. Welcome, glad you could stop by, Dewey. That is strange looking. Let me see. let me stop the stack. And I have the sharpness at 50%, so it's not very high sharpness. I'm gonna do it without the aligned frames, Simon. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I had not been using it. So I'm on an equatorial mount, not an alt as. I'll put it back on. Let's see what happens. See, as soon as I put the aligned frame on, you got the Pink Floyd. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going back to just enabling the average stack, and let's see what happens. See that the helix is 16 minutes of arc, so that's a little bit over a quarter degree. So I don't have a whole lot of field of view. I mean, the eye is starting to show up. I forget how far I was off. I used that sharp cap, and I just tested one night, and that was it's not far off, 4 or 5 arc minutes off. It's not a whole lot. And I haven't had a chance to go back and play with it. So what azimuth am I at? Right, I'm at azimuth 150. Do you have any bright galaxies at around azimuth 150? No, that's too low. And altitude 10 is not going to cut it with the Sculptor galaxy. That's going to be behind the neighbor's trees, I think. Simon, no, I have an MFR-5 focal reducer screwed directly to the camera. So I'm guessing that changed the f8 system to about f3.5, I'm guessing. And the camera's got a small sensor. It's only about I think it's 6.3 millimeter sensor. Let's see. 7331 slew, scope, and center in chart.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay, let's see if I... Oh, 7331 did end up in there. Okay, bingo. So then let me... I may have to retweak focus. Focus may have shifted. Yeah, it looks like focus may be off. Okay, 7331. Click. And then I'm going to go to...
Telescope synced.
So I'm synced on the Deer Lake group. Let me try focus. Okay. Let me get my bat mode mask. Is there a bright store nearby I can go to? Well, there's a couple of them in there. Field of view. Okay. So let me... That's too long. I need to go to a bright star. Can't focus with a... Pegasus.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
That doesn't look too badly out of focus. Hmm. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Okay. Okay. So... Okay, so let's see. Where was I? So I'm going to sync on that bright star.
Telescope synced.
Okay, let me go back to 7331. Click.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay, so let's go to 1000. 1 second exposure. Still 25 sharpness. Da, da, da. Default gamma and contrast. Okay, and let's get default histogram. And hi, Jeff. How was your game? And now let's do some average stacking. Okay, there it is. So this is let's see. Let me change the title. Title 2. This is NGC 7331. Okay, that's the Deerlick group. So you got I'm trying to match up the stars. Okay, let's let me get a DSS image so I can compare.
Operation completed.
Okay, so I've got a DSS image. Good night, Matt and Aaron. Glad you could stop by. Man, I'm trying to match up the field of view and I'm totally lost. I think good night, Simon. Glad you could stop by. Let's see. Let's try, maybe I can try a longer exposure. Trying to tweak some more detail out of, go to 1.5 seconds. Let me try playing with, I'm gonna go to 1.2 on the gamma. Let's see what it does. But yeah, you can see It's what, 70? Okay. Let's see if I can type. That's 7335 right there. And this one is 7336. Okay, let's get to it. Seven three three six is there, and 7337. Right there. And this one is 7340. Okay, well, I'm gonna mark that one. Click. Seven three four zero. Right there. What else? I'm looking at Sky Tools, and then there's Galaxy. There may be a few others in there, but 7340 is magnitude 14.5. 7337 is magnitude 15.4. 7335 is magnitude 14.5. 7336 is 15.6. So these four other galaxies are in the 14 to 15 range. So now that I have this going, I'm going to go to Stefan's quintet. Erase that, 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 that. Okay, click. Okay, so I guess I should somehow sync.
Telescope synced.
Stefan's quintet. Slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slewing to target.
And let me stop the stacking.
Telescope slew complete.
And there they are, right in the center. Okay. Okay, so now we're at a, is this still 1 second exposure? Oh, it's a second and a half. Sorry, folks. It's a second and a half. .5 second. Okay. Let me go back now to average stacking. And this is Stefan's quintet. Okay. No kidding. Okay, so now we're looking at 2, 3. Can I see all 5? I just zoomed in a little. I'm at 300 times zoom now. Let me get a DSS image here. Get a DS image at cursor, get image. So I can see if I'm in the right
Operation completed.
close. Okay. That's that. Okay, so this one is what, 7320. This is 7320. $73.20. And then 73.19. $73.19 there. And this is 73.17. 73.17. 73.17 there. And the two that are just about touching are $18B, 73.18B and A. Okay, 73.18B and A. $73.18B. 73.18A, and they are right here. And where is it? Is the other one still there? B. The other one is out the field of view. I can't see it. Okay, but that's not bad. I can always try, Jim. Let's see. Right now I'm at a second and a half. Let's go to 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And I'll have to stop the Stop the average stacking. Let's see. Stop the average stacking and start them again. Okay, so now I restarted an average stack of 5 at 2 seconds. Glad you could stop by, Rusty. Too bad you were clouded out, but it would be nice to do one of those side-by-side observing sessions like we've done in the past. Let me raise the black to about 20. Lower the white to about 150. Yep, and now you have, what's the number of this one over here at magnitude 16.7? 7320C. 7320C. 7320C is now right here. And that one is magnitude, what does it say, 17 or? $16.7. Yeah, Jeff, I have a dark that I took it earlier, a 2-second dark, because there was a lots of. See if it's still applied. Yeah, I have it's enabled. I have a 2-second dark I took earlier, an average of 5. But yeah, that's the full field here. But if I zoom in too much, I move my markers. Okay. There we go. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, we had gone to 7331. We were near this. Where's the square in? I'm gonna go to 7479. I like 7479. See if I can find it. Let me find, okay, let me do a search for NGC 7479. Let's do search for object information and action menu and interactive atlas. And there it is. So now we close this. Let me do some erasing. Bump. And zoom out to the full field. Boy, the mosquitoes are having a field day in here tonight. Close that. Close that. Slow to and center.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay, gotta rotate the dome.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Okay, so let me stop the stacking. And there it is. So let me get it to the center. Clicko. Okay, then let me move it over to the center. Wrong way. Hey, Ski. Yeah, I'm slowly returning to the land of the living. I can already see this spiral structure. Now do I want to go down? Yep, there it is. Okay, so let me sync on this. Sync.
Telescope synced.
Okay, bam. And then let's do an average stack of 5. I'm still at 2 seconds. Let me, oh, you're already starting to see the nice spiral arm. So let me get my eraser, chain that off, and let me put the name back up. We are looking at, I don't need it that big. NGC 7479 in Pegasus. Turn off the crosshair. Bingo. Yes, this is the one Rusty, I'd steered Rusty to the other day. It's a nice spiral. I don't know how well I can draw, but there's a distinct arm here. And then the one over here is a much broader arm. It swings out here. It's much wider arm. Can I do an invert? Sure. Let's see. Let's see. Will it take a stack of 5 before it shows the invert? Because it's averaging 5. So that would take 10 seconds to show the average of, or I could stop the stacking and then, okay. It may be a little bit too bright. Okay. See, I went to the negative and now I just started the, welcome, Jim. I'll go back to the positive. But this sucker is, how far away is this? This is object information. It is 11.7 meg, 3.7 by 2.8 arc minutes. Barred spiral galaxy. No kidding. What if I is it a habit or an addiction? Okay, let me change from 1.2 gamma to maybe 1.25 and see what happens. Okay. It's not looking bad at all. And I could try changing the exposure a little bit more. Let me go to 2500 milliseconds, 2.5 seconds. .5 seconds. Okay. So at 2.5 seconds, I'm gonna stop and start. So I'm restarting the average stacking. I guess the other thing I could do is I could try changing the sharpness. I'm only at 50% sharpness out of 500. Propeller Galaxy. I'd never heard that one before. Okay. Interesting, Jim. I mean, Ski. Let me try increasing the sharpness. And see what that does with the averaging. They just happen to get in the way. The first time I saw this galaxy was with the 17.5 at a star party in Louisiana back in 04 with my original 2-second black and white MallinCam Pro. Hopefully soon I'll have that black and white, I'll have that telescope sitting out on a slab. Jeff, I sent you an email. I'll look for answers later. Another dumb question about the D-Link router and setting it up as a switch. Yes, yep, it is. That's why I had to create that album. I created that album with the old images, with the 17.5 back from the 04 to 07 time frame, because I'm really want to get that 17.5 out here and see what I can do with it with the new cameras. I mean, back then we were using 2.5-second cameras and hoping for longer and longer cameras. That's when Rock went to the Hyper, then the Hyper Plus, and then he went to color, and it's, you know, now we're back to 2-second exposures like we had with the first cameras. Yes, you're right, Jim. Where is, let me, I'm going to sync on this because I am synced.
Telescope synced.
And now let me go, I'm going to look for 6781. I don't know if anybody has anything they want to look for, just, you know, NGC 67, not 678, no, 7814. NGC 7814. Search. More information. That's the galaxy I want to look at. Okay, and then let me put that into my interactive atlas, which I should now have over here. Okay. And let's go engage. Slew to and sync. Slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay, so now let me stop.
Telescope slew complete.
Stop the stacking. And there it is. Okay, let me get it a little bit better centered. So I want to go. I don't know how many of you out there had copies of Burnham's Celestial Handbooks, but the Astronomy Book Club used to give them away, and I found them to be invaluable. I had them at a start party back in '04, and started going through the books, and I said, if Burnham had a picture of a galaxy or something in his book, it had to be worth looking at. And that's when I started,
Telescope synced.
that's when I started looking at galaxies like this, 7814. I'm gonna, let's see what happens if I do an average stack. It may be too much of an exposure. I may have to cut the exposure down. Sculptor may be too low. We'll have to see. NGC 7814. Okay. What makes this, this is almost like a sombrero, a very distinct, narrow dust lane bisecting the galaxy. Let me see where Sculptor is right now. NGC 253 Sculptor. scope the galaxy right now is 17 degrees up at 134. How big is this galaxy? Let me see. Where is it? This galaxy here. Let's get the data on it. Object. Oh, no. I didn't want to do that. Oh, Lord. There it is. This galaxy is 4.9 minutes by 2.1. 5. It's a 1/12 of a degree. It's not that big. Let me see if I can erase the black. Let's see what happens. What are 74, 65, 63, and 64? Meanwhile, while I'm here, I'm going to sync on this.
Telescope synced.
Okay, and let me go look for search. NGC 7465. NGC 7465. Search. More object information. That's small. 13.4 mag. Is it supposed to be in the same field of view as this? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There's a bunch. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of galaxies right there. I think these are the ones I might have steered Rusty to the other night. Yeah, you got 64, 63 is a longer, and 65. Okay, I'll do that next. Yeah, I'm gonna. I really wanted to try looking at galaxies tonight. Something moved. Something shook the whatever. Let me stop.